Today on Fresh Vintage Garage, we're checking out the Zenith Z7 scan tool. Different take on a scan tool here, but it's got a lot of cool features and some interesting software. We're going to dig in and show you everything right now. So like we were just talking about, really nice tablet. Some few tech specs before we dive into the software. This has a 10-inch screen. It's obviously a touchscreen 1080p panel. It is basically built on an Android tablet because it has all your Google stuff right there. And if you want a bunch of other software stuff, you can do. You have full access to Google Play and whatnot. But 64 gigs of memory and 4 gigs of RAM, blah, blah, blah. Has a actual camera on the back and a kickstand. And the battery's already in it, but you take 4 Phillips screws out and you can swap out the 5800 milliamp hour battery. Kind of nice. Let's dive into the software. We're going to jump into some screen recording right now. Real quick, before we forget, this is the J2534 box. It is plugged into the OBD2 port on the car, and you can see it has power, status, and then it'll actually communicate with those 2 lights when we start doing the diagnostics. But nice little unit, just plugged right into the OBD2 port, and we're going to jump right into the software right now. So we're here at the main homepage of the diagnostic software, and just real quick, it's on the home screen here where it says Zenith. So you just touch that and you go right to diagnosis. And then the J2534 box you just saw is communicating with the scan tool. I just wanted to call out, this is a Korean/Japanese joint venture company. What I mean is you can see it's very heavy on cars and trucks and whatnot, including 24-volt vehicles in the greater Asian markets. That being said, it's still very much capable. It has Subaru, Ford USA, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler. The list goes on. You see all the other American makes in here. So a real good blend of around the world offerings for vehicles. We're just going to hit Subaru and then automatic selection. And at Auto VIN, we're in a 2020 Legacy, or 2020 Outback, forgive me. So let's dive right into the topology. You see the topology on the right-hand side there, all the different options that are in the software right here. I won't spend too much time, but we'll keep going through these as the video goes on. And let me click topology here. And I'm just going to hit scan. And we'll let this run. You can see how fast, definitely with a newer car, it's really going pretty quick here. Like I said earlier in the video, 1500 milliamp hour battery is replaceable. It does do 24 volt systems on different trucks, primarily in the Korean markets. And also something interesting is this scan tool, the Z7, will do batteries on EVs. It'll actually do cell-to-cell battery testing and checking to make sure they are alive or they need help or they're basically dead. Really nice feature to have and kind of added functionality if you're looking to add to your garage and your shop offerings. We'll let it finish up here. We'll probably speed this part up just to get through the rest of this. So I just moved it back to the upper left corner and you can see everything here. It's odd that I can't zoom out. It would have been kind of cool actually to zoom out so I can see this at a glance, but you can see it dug into everything and we got a lot of green. We do have some red. So I'm just going to touch, can I touch AC here? There we go. So we actually have our actual code and go to eyesight. So kind of neat to see, and you can give the customer visual representation of what's going on in the vehicle. And also if you want to do system search, it's right here. And this is pretty common, what most scan tools in the last 5-10 years. Very similar looking screen here. But nice to see that this does have topology. If we wanted to clear all our data trouble codes, we could do that on the right-hand side. And let's go to show DTC, and we'll say, okay, so this is just a list of the actual data trouble codes. And we could create a report. Let's see what happens if we create a report here. We're going to create a new report. So basically fill this out, give it to a customer, say, hey, these 3-4 things, we need to possibly fix and whatnot. Let's hit the back button on the bottom of the screen here. And let's go to, I just want to see what happens when we go to OBD2 on the right-hand side. Okay, so we're going to look at the generic OBD module a little later in the video, so stick around for that. Also stick around for the, what we're lovingly calling the James Bond case or the football, depending on what you think of it. This thing has a legit case that this comes with, and you definitely have to see it. So stick around later in the video while we unbox this thing. But let's jump out to, we'll let it search for a moment here. And let's jump back to, let's take a look and see what else. Let's look at the SRS airbag. Let's just see what's in here. Press this key. We got to press all the keys. Ah, there we go. Okay. And let's just do a data trouble code analysis. important, no data trouble codes. That's good to see. So we're back at this main screen here, and honestly, I'm a little surprised that the fans have been running this long. You can see in the top right corner, our battery says 10.7 volts. Radiator fan's been running this entire time we've been making the video, so I want to get in here and find the actual fan. I want to turn those fans off. And off camera, we were in here a minute ago. We found them pretty quickly, so we just got to get into the engine section here. And let's go to actuation test. There we go. And on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see all the different stuff you can do, including the actual, I'm just going to go back through these real slow. I guess not that slow, but you can see everything you can tinker with and mess with, including the radiator fan relay. So I want to hit select on the right hand side, and then I'll hit off. I'm going to hit off again. There we go. They just now turned off. So I did have to hit the off twice. Let me put the microphone back on there. But it's good to see that we did turn them off. Battery voltage is at 10.7 volts, so we're definitely going to have to run the car for a little bit, charge it back up. But pretty cool to see the different options in here. And we want to see if we can put the driver's side window down next. So let me see if I can get to the driver's side window, and we'll get set up for that. Driver's side window is down here, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Power window driver. There we go. We're going to hit OK. And let's go to actuation test. And we're going to go power window operation test down. And I'm going to hit select. And so we'll just do this. So you can see the screen here. And I'm going to hit on. And then I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to hit up, select, and then I'll hit on. There we go. There we go. One of the other things we want to do is check out the live data capabilities of the Z7 here. So we are getting back into the engine section of the software, and we want to go to data analysis, data analysis, and we're going to go in here and show you all of the data that's coming out of the car right now. So we just happen to have the car running because the battery was getting low, so we're charging it up. And you can see all of the live data coming out of this right now. Let me just swipe and show you. I won't spend too much time on this because if you go to full screen, if you want the more traditional long-running screen, you can just scroll to your heart's content. I'm going to hit the gas. We'll see some of the numbers change here. There we go. And then we have not tried the graphing function. You can obviously record, but on the right-hand side of the screen, let's hit graph, and we'll see what happens here. Let's just grab a few of these at random, and you can see it's actually graphing on the fly, so that's really cool to see. Let me hit the gas. We'll see if any of these change. And I'm not sure how many it will give you as far as like an upper limit, but let's see if we can overlap. I'm guessing overlap. Yeah, there we go. So this is kind of a breakdown of, honestly, I've never seen this type of graph before, but that's pretty neat. And let's hit individual. And I'm looking for, so let's go back to overlap because I thought we'd be able to see, oh, here we go. Okay, so there's our throttle. Yeah, that's pretty sensitive. I'm just barely touching the throttle, but let's go back here. Let's find a few more. Let me get rid of some of these. That ignition switch, brake switch, and then we'll hit graph. And let's just hit a few of these here. There we go. And overlap. Let me hit the brake switch. So I'm guessing this is not, let me go back out and back in because I'm guessing that screen was not, that overlap There we go. For some reason, you have to go out and back in twice, but there we go. That's pretty cool to see. So if you're chasing that electrical gremlin, some kind of sensor that's working most of the time, but not 100% of the time, this can definitely help pinpoint and see if you have a sensor getting ready to completely quit on you. But pretty cool to see the different capabilities here. And then looking on the right-hand side of the screen, we could record this if we wanted to. So we could just take a snapshot to show the customer, or just get a running recording of it. Really, really cool to see the power here of the Z7. So we're back at the home screen here. We just wanted to run through the rest of the stuff because there's a ton of cool features in here. And the biggest one, obviously the biggest button, is service, which it's interesting they don't call it like service functions or something, but more and more these are becoming almost necessities rather than like to have, or hey, maybe I need those just in case. I mean, if you're a shop owner, you're a garage, looking at this video, you probably are needing to use this stuff more and more every single day. A lot of different features in here, including a few we'd actually never seen, like evap test monitor, and then there was a the gearbox one is newer. There's a range sensor. We've never actually seen that before. And then there's a couple other things, obviously clutch, and then SOC function, glow test. So that's a new one. We're thinking fuel air remove is for like a diesel setup, but glow test, I'm guessing that is glow plug type test situation, and then turbocharger and whatnot. So let me just go back up here, and I'll shut up for a minute, and I'll let you look at these. There we go. So really cool to see. I didn't even count how many are there. So let's see. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 40 plus there. Might be 45 if my counting was correct. But really cool to see the capability of the Zenith Z7 here. Something else we wanted to shout out is just there's a direct OBD2 button here, and it says we want to proceed to generic OBD mode, and we're kind of already in there with the data trouble codes we saw earlier, but this is your express checkout button to take you right to code reading. And let's just do current, let's do number 3, diagnostic trouble code. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it says there's no data trouble codes at this time. The check engine light is not on in this car, and just to shout out, we did see codes, but those were in the individual subsystems, not in the general like engine check engine light type situation. So cool to see. You can hit the button if you have someone come in, hey, my check engine light come on, I have no idea what's going on with the car. You can just hit the button and get right in here very quickly. Getting back out to the main screen, settings are just like they sound. Nothing really to see much in here. Utility, let's see what's in utility. User's manual's in here, video guide, there's a data trouble code library. Really cool to see that's in here. And then we wanted to shout out the J2534. You saw that box earlier in the video, but this is a very nuanced conversation. If you're a shop owner, if you're a garage owner, you probably already know the drill here, but in some cases, like the second sentence says, in case of performing critical functions, ECU reprogramming, please use equipment like cables and other things from each car manufacturer. You can get your hands on source code like software from Ford, from GM, from Chrysler, the list goes on, but you need to use the right cables, the right systems, and the actual hardware in some cases. That's what that J2534 box is. It's a very powerful unit in this Z7. It's just a matter of having the right software and or hardware to properly use this for flashing computers and other things inside the actual vehicles. Looking at report, that's just like it sounds. Any reports you made, they're right there. And let's feedback, and nobody cares about that. Let's look at software updates. Internet's not connected, but that's where you would go to update the firmware and the actual software for, say, Subaru or for GM. The list goes on. Recording is, I'm assuming, a screen recording. Yep, we're actually doing a screen recording right now to make the video. But if you were doing any recordings of live data, that's where these would live, is right here. And then remote support, if you have an issue, this is actually, we've seen this more and more on scan tools that are tablet based. So if you're buying a tablet like this, TeamViewer is actually a very common thing we've seen, so that the actual Zenith team, the software engineers and whatnot, can get into the backside of this with your permission, of course, and allow you to diagnose and see what's going with the scan tool. If something just doesn't seem like it's working right, they can get in here to actually help you figure out what's going on remotely, so you're not having to ship this thing off and then you don't have a scan tool for, say, a month or something like that. Taking a look at the rest of the software here, like we talked about, it is Android. This is running Android 11. So for scan tools anyway, this is a very newer version. I mean, I know we're up to Android 16 at the time of the recording of the video, but Android 11 is very, very new and very, very solid, reputable, secure software for a scan tool such as the Zenith Z7. And we've seen it on other scan tools too. That being said, let's go out and do the unboxing because you have to see what we're calling the football. Let's go check it out right now.
We need the nuclear football stat.
Roger, Roger, on my way with the football. Okay, seriously, people, this is the Zenith Z7 case, no joke. When we say it is a nuclear football, that's what we got here. But we're going to set this up and show you what is actually inside here and unbox this whole thing for you now. So all of our silly jokes aside, this is legit the case that comes with the Zenith Z7. And no joke, it has actual locks on here. This is locked, and it comes with keys, which makes me wonder if it ever showed up locked, if the keys were locked inside of it. But we'll have that conversation some other day. So these pop open just like an old school briefcase. And this is the fit and finish that you can expect with Zenith. Really, really solid unit. Something amazing, and it sounds so silly to say, but a screen protector. I mean, why other scan tool companies, I'm looking at you right now, why don't you include this, especially given how little these things cost? So really cool to see Zenith did that. A lot of nice packaging in here. I mean, this thing you could probably fall down the stairs and be perfectly fine. And more and more packing, custom foam and actual cutout sections. So when that fits right in there, it fits like a glove kind of thing. I mean, the J2534 box. And those are the actual little ports that we mentioned earlier in the video. So quite a bit of capability with the Z7 and the other stuff that's in here. The scan tool itself is obviously right here. And we just packed it up just for the unboxing. And something kind of cool, this is a rear hand strap they give you, and you can just hook it right up in here. Kind of like you just hold it like this, almost like a shield or something, and just kind of but just wanted to mention before we jump up here, you can buy this on our website, scantooldepot.com. If you've never been to our website, check it out for TPMS, scan tool, diagnostic stuff, shop equipment, and the list goes on. Robinair AC units, and even Ansel products. So scantooldepot.com is now the home of Zenith Scan Tool, so definitely go check it out. We appreciate you watching, and please subscribe too. Let's take a look at the actual, see what's up here. Now, I will say there's not much up here now. A lot of this is, I don't say empty, but there's just some actual foam in here. You can buy accessories, or if you just wanted to be a mobile mechanic or something, maybe you could just put tools in here. So there's a lot of storage capability in here. And what's in here out of the box kind of thing, we have some letters. There's the other key. And for some reason, there's a little tiny screw, which seems to have disappeared, but there's a little tiny screw in here, one single screw. And then there's our actual chargers for US and other markets around the world. Oh, there's our screw right there. We got one tiny screw. I have no clue why that's there, but very cool to see. We didn't mention the actual software on this guy. This has a 1-year software support from Zenith. Here is the actual case, or sorry, not the case, the actual charging cradle, if I can spit the words out. So just like that, boom. Really, really cool to see. And I don't know that we mentioned the stylus. If we did, I apologize mentioning the stylus a second time, but this has 1-year software updates. I'll just leave that there. And it also has fill-in-the-blank warranty here. We looked everywhere, so we'll throw the warranty on the screen. And yeah, I got to say, for what you're getting here, me personally, my mind is like, oh, I want more cables, but the software and the fit and finish and the build quality is very, very good here. I'm personally impressed with what we're seeing, knowing that they give you the actual glass screen protectors. Really nice touch on Team Zenith's part. And I mentioned it before in the video, but this is a Korean and Japanese, kind of like a dual company. So they are bringing their A game when it comes to build quality, software experience, and overall fit and finish of this unit. So if you haven't seen these guys before and you're still here this far in the video, go check them out on our website, scantooldepot.com. We'll leave the link for this in the description of the video you're watching now. And with that, we appreciate you watching. If you like scan tools, if you like shop equipment, if you like keeping your cars fixed up and certified fresh, Fresh Finish Garage, your channel, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.